y'all this story. And yes, the Monetize Your Life guy is live at 9. It's 9 and the Monetize Your Life guy is live. Okay, so here's this story that is going to be a part of the gems I'm going to be dropping on you today. Day 4. So if you've missed the 3 other days, and you can go over to, I think my YouTube channel would have them. Just go to the live section and you'll be able to see some of the first 3 days. But this is the story that led me to create some stuff that I think you might find interesting. Now, when we talk about this, you remember, if you remember from the other days, we talk about it from this perspective. We talk about it from how we can create constantly and consistently. I'm going to show you here in a minute different things that allow us to go out there and make a good living for ourselves. That's the big idea, right? So when I was talking about this the first 3 days, now you know I'll consistently go back to this and show you that this is what we're doing. We are out there figuring out how we can turn ideas into things, digital products, digital real estate, digital assets that then go out there like little soldiers and make us money. Bring back money, little soldier. That's what we want to tell them. And I had said that, if you remember, now I think I just added another channel. So I'm going to be going over a few things that people that were in here before probably already heard. But here it is. I says, here's the opportunity, 30-day digital product a day challenge. Now, I issued this challenge a while ago and people have been waiting. Hey, man, when we're going to do this challenge? Well, the biggest problem I was having was with how much to charge people, because it was a lot of 30 days. Oh my gosh. A lot. So I says, you know what? I don't believe in this Black Friday. I don't believe in Cyber Monday and all of that kind of stuff. So I said, what if I offered it and gave you the ability to pay me what you want? At first, I had all kind of, I was asking people, hey, what should I charge for something like this? And they were like, oh my gosh, you could charge a whole bunch of money. And I was like, it's tough out there right now. There's a lot of stuff happening out there. Government was shut down for a while, all kinds of stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I says, okay, here it is. You can pay me what you want. And then in certain cases, I was talking about being able to literally buy me coffee. Now, y'all know, I'm my little spot and I buy a lot of coffee because I drink coffee. That's it. So here it is. Here's what we're going to be doing. Talking about these right here, how you can get all of your ideas out of here. Yesterday, I talked about literally somebody that has taken me up on the offer and says, hey, I want to talk to you about this. Help me with this. All right. And if you haven't seen before, if you haven't seen these, this is who I am, Randy Outerbridge. They call me the Monetize Your Life guy because I'm constantly trying to come up with ways that people can just take what they do already and monetize it. So here are some of the things I've done. Like I say, I put in another channel, so I'm going over some things. Some people have already seen this. So I do, Randy O coaching and consulting. I've got this holding company like business here, Our Bridge Business Institute, where I just put massive amounts of ideas. You have to get to that through a special link, so call me. I do a podcast with my buddy Rob every Sunday. I'm actually adding another podcast, so be on the lookout for that one. I've got the books, stuff like that. You can go right to my Amazon page. You can go to my PayHip store. I've got a whole bunch of stuff over there, Gumroad store. So now, why do I show you all this stuff? Is because I'm about that life. You see, I'm doing it. I'm not playing. And then when I teach it to you, I'm saying from the perspective of, hey, I'm showing you because this is what I do. Here's some things that people have said about me, all kinds of stuff. Now, who is this dude and how's he helped us? All kind of good stuff. All right. So I'm going to be leaving some links throughout this talk. It probably won't go that long, but I'm going to be leaving some links for you to be able to jump on some of the ways to, I don't know, sponsor or help the content. That's one thing. All right, so let's take a look. As we think about that, I want you to realize that all of this is with the idea that if I can show you a couple of tips, couple of tricks, a couple of opportunities that you can go, wait a minute, I can use that like right now. Then I say, fine, honor all that stuff by, buying me some coffee or something like that. All right. So let me go ahead and jump off of the share part. Let me show you that I literally drink coffee every day. I love it. I tried to quit for a while, but it didn't work out. So you can do that. You can do it right through here. Also, here's another thing. I'm telling people that if you want to jump on, this is the 30 days. I'm going to be literally doing 30 days of this. Yes, I will be working on Christmas, not working to me because, well, if I'm helping somebody get out there and do some good stuff with what I'm teaching them and what I'm showing, it's not work. Here's how you get on my calendar. If you can see that, hopefully the live button in front of me, the live button is right on there. So this is go ahead and hit. If you're watching it on your phone, then just take a picture of it and then get back to it a little bit later. I don't know. You have to ask Google how to do that or Perplexity or something. But anyway, you can get on my calendar. I had to fix this darn calendar. I don't use the typical calendars people are using. And as a result, guess what? Well, it was breaking. So here's the story. The story is this. So I got a message from a chiropractor, actually my chiropractor, or one of the chiropractors I'd used before. One of my other chiropractors moved way out in Timbuktu, and I was like, I'm not following her way out there. So I was trying some other ones here in town and da da da. So anyway, I get this message, and it started me thinking about, well, how can we turn the pain that they may be facing into opportunities? Now, one, of course, to help them do different things. That would be one opportunity. But it just really started get me thinking, with all the tools that we have available to us, we should be able to create some stuff really, really quickly, really, really fast that then gets us out there and gives us a, a chance to earn from this pain. Now, I say earn from pain as in earning from pain in the marketplace. So, you know, some people settle down. So we think about that. And I'm going to be showing you some tools here because, like I said, I'm going to be dropping some gems, showing you some very specific tools on how I go out there and do it personally. So if you follow that, then you know, and you follow me on my channels and all that kind of stuff, then you know how I do this, right? So again, if you want to support what I'm doing here today, support the stream, you can do it through the buy me a coffee link here, or you can, if you want me to teach you even more in depth and you come in and says, Randy, you said I can pay you whatever I want. So let me prove that, then jump into the calendar. I'm doing these every day at 9 o'clock. I'll be going live. Boy, it was a struggle the other day because I was getting out of an entrepreneur thing and I had to rush home, the whole thing. And one day I actually was late. So anyway, y'all know what I mean. But let me show you this. I'm going to go over here and grab it real quick and show you what I'm talking about and how I was able to create some stuff from that. Now, in the description field, I'm showing you the tools that I use for this particular. I'm going to show you maybe 2 or 3 tools that I use to build these things out. You can go ahead and use them. You can grab them, and once you do that, and you say, "Hey, well, show me how to work this thing like you work it, my guy." I'll do that. That's the whole idea. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. All right. Again, you want to support the stream, support what I'm doing, knock it out. Here it is. Let me go ahead and show you this real quick. All right. So hopefully I don't use names in here and all that kind of stuff. So, forgive me if I do. So this chiropractor was having some issues with, guess who? Insurance companies. Well, because insurance companies don't want to pay you. Now, forgive me for people out there that are maybe head of insurance companies. You're going, darn right. We don't want to lose money. We want to make money. That's fine. Well, she's having all these problems, and I'm thinking to myself, golly, there's got to be a way to help small chiropractic or startup chiropractic companies like hers go out there and fight the bigs with the same tools that they're using to turn her, maybe her practice down. And now she got to send us a note saying, I'm not going to use them no more. Well, then we say to ourselves, well, I got this insurance. So what do you mean you're not going to be the primary for whatever? Okay. No harm, no foul. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes we pay out of pocket, but those $70, $80, that adds up. And if we got insurance that takes care of, well, 3/4 of that, then, well, we want to do that. So I started getting into it and saying, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to do this. I'm going to code up some stuff and I'm going to figure it out. Okay. So here are some of the things I was asking one of the AIs. Now, inside of this, I use this particular AI. I use all kinds. And this one right here just gave me some ideas. I says, hey, give me some, search the internet and see if this problem for small practices like this and dig deep into why. So now here's the gem. I'm dropping it on you. When we go out there and we can now use some of these tools, we then are later going to go maybe do some vibe coding and all that kind of stuff and drop it in there. I am also a 50-plus-year-old vibe coder. That's one of the channels that I'm launching here pretty soon. Don't don't worry about that. We'll talk about that later. So here it is. I want you to be able to still utilize her practice. She is awesome. And that's why if you see some, information about, go over, support her. Support her. We want this, or her to be successful. I'm not going to say her name because I didn't, but I want her to be successful. I want you to see this and go, wow, man, I don't like what they're doing to you. We're going to come over and support you. Okay. So look at this. Why small practices are dropping insurance networks. All right. So all of this mess, all this in billing, and they got hours of all that kind of stuff. And guess what? That's not what they went in business to do, to be doing all this stuff. And of course, what are insurance companies doing? Insurance companies are saying, hey, we're going to use AI to determine if whatever you just gave people as a service is worthy of our sending you money, whatever. And now there's money spent because you've got people that are looking over this stuff and doing the billing and all that, man. And that's where it becomes a pain in the butt. So I says, you know what? I'm getting a little pissed because I like this chiropractor. She's in town. She's, she's doing a good job and she does a great work. And it's like I don't want to see her have to drop these networks because that's going to affect her money. Right. And that's just bad. So anyway, I kept going after it. I says, okay, tell me about the pain. Tell me the kind of pain that on both sides. Now, here's another gem. This is both sides are going to see pain because eventually these insurance companies, even though they're big, are going to be like, why is everybody leaving us? Well, they're leaving you because they're tired of working with you and tired of being denied service after they've given the service and losing money as a result of that, right? So anyway, I went out there and I started asking these questions. This particular tool I'm using here is in the description field, so you can take a look at it. Especially if you're watching this on YouTube, you can take a look at it. If you want to ask me what tool that I use here, just hit me up. If you want to work together, obviously, then we'll be doing that. I'll be showing you some of the tools that I use to get this stuff done. But look at this. I'm looking at all of this stuff, this frustration and pain in the marketplace. And then I started saying, well, what if we took a different approach? What if we use the tools they're using to deny our hardworking chiropractors service, and we kind of use it against them, if you will? We start creating stuff using tools that are available to us. Now, we don't want to just use the GPTs, the chat GPTs and all that kind of stuff just to, find out what's going on Google, right? We don't want to use it for that. They are much more powerful. So I'm going to show you a couple of tips and tricks here coming up on how I use them and then what we can do to go out there and start earning a good living for ourselves. Now, again, this is educational and I'm not suggesting that this is financial advice and that people that go and try to make money, whether it's online or off, typically don't do it very well. Okay, so it's not typical, implied, guaranteed. I'm looking at my notes. Typical, applied, guaranteed, or even promised. I'm just trying to get you some tips that you can then use, leverage, and over these 30 days, I'm probably going to be dropping some good stuff, some gems, as I said, so you can pick them up, run with them. And if you want to work with me on how to exactly do it, great. Look at some of the other videos. I suggest if you're working out or something like that, you want to turn on my videos and just listen to the end because I'm always putting stuff in there. I can't help myself. I just give and give and give. There it is. And even in this, what I'm doing during this Christmas season is saying, hey, forget the 2 days that people are offering stuff, Cyber Mondays and Black Fridays. How about 30? So if you haven't seen this stuff already, that's what I'm talking about. How about 30? So anyway, So I said, okay, I go through the tool and I says, okay, tool, now let's code up some stuff. Let's see what it can do with that. Right now, I'm going to show you that here are some things that it came up with. This code isn't all that great, but it did a couple of good jobs, right? So what we can then do, I told you I was going to be showing you how to do this thing called vibe coding. I'm going to be showing you all that inside. If you're jumping into some of my courses or if you're jumping into some of my um, communities, we're going to be like 10 toes deep into this stuff. 10 toes down, is that how they say it? 10 toes down. Yeah, 10 toes down. And what is it? We got 10, and we got 8 fingers and 2 thumbs down in doing this stuff. All right, my AI camera is probably like honed in on me. But anyway, so I came up with a couple of things and I want to show you those really, really soon. But at first, let me go ahead and jump off of this particular one, this particular channel, and I want to show you some of the things that I was able to come up with after I give you the chance to just kind of absorb this stuff. Just absorb what we are able to now do with this kind of stuff here, y'all. Look at this. This is crazy, isn't it? Anyway, I think y'all get it. And if you know me, I'm about to deliver some more. Y'all ready for more? Again, you want to support it? There it is. It's probably all at the bottom of the screen. Look at that. I can barely see my face. Buy me some coffee. Support this workshop. We're doing it. All right. Now, let me show you a couple other things that I was able to come up with. I want to get to the specific one that I want to use. All right. So here's one. So one of them looks like this. I says, well, wait a minute. Couldn't I just come up with, let's see if it can see it. I can't see it. There it is. I think it's this one. Yep. There it is. All right. There it is. Look at this. So now I says, I'm going to code up something that is just beautiful that I can go out there and start asking some questions. First of all, I wondered if other insurance or other chiropractors are being squeezed by the bigs just like this, right? Are insurance companies squeezing your chiropractic practice dry? That was one of the questions, right? So all this is, y'all, is a landing page that then says, okay, you got some questions, you can go ahead and call me here because I'm going to help you fight back, or I'm going to be, if this is you, if this is happening to you, we're going to go ahead and go out there and do some interesting things. Not super fancy, doesn't have to be. Again, I'm going to be showing you how to build this stuff out at scale. I love saying that word, at scale. What does that mean? Well, a lot. All right. So now this is one of the things I was able to code up. And now I'm going to be able to deploy it to start getting. Now, anybody know me if they've been in some of my workshops, you're talking about the email marketing workshops and how for every person on your email list, you should be able to earn at least $1 a month from. Okay. So now you understand why I'm saying let's grab those emails. Yes, emails, they still work like crazy. The SMS works like crazy, but sometimes I get the SMS like, man, don't be clogging up my stuff. Sometimes I respond, but that's a little more intrusive. But emails, bam, we get an opportunity to again grab an asset. Now, y'all know I talk about this. Why I say monetize your life is because we need to grab these assets. They're ours. Get off of Facebook's asset. Oh man, Facebook's, they're gonna hear this and say, "Oh, we can get you off our stuff right now." And YouTube's and Google's assets and get them into our own. So that's the key part, right? So look at this. One of the main points. Remember, as I said, I showed just a few seconds ago how the pain is in the marketplace and how we then say, how can I earn from the pain? How can I make profit from the pain that's happening? Let's go out there and help some chiropractors get these insurance companies from squeezing their chiropractors dry. So now I like to do threes. So I did another landing page. Here's another one. This is even simpler. Let's see if you can see that one. So this one says, ready to ditch the insurance headache. And of course, yeah, you are. And then this is stop letting insurance slow down your practice and take charge of your income. Okay, that's a good call to action for somebody. Now, it's not fancy. It don't have to be fancy. Sometimes we use these type of tools to get out there, put something in the marketplace and ask just a simple question. I'll give you an example. And I'm probably going a little bit too far and giving too much. Again, I wanted to drop some gems on you to show how working with me works. If I'm willing to give you all this, okay, and I'm just asking for some coffee, come on. Anyway, so when you want to do once you want to kind of and work with me, then I'm going to just go ahead and say, get on my calendar. I think that if the calendar doesn't work for some reason, because I've been talking to him, then y'all let me know and I will get with him. But again, if you like it and he says, hey, I'm gonna buy that brother some coffee because that just helped me. I can do some stuff right now. Okay, here's another one. Here's the other one. The other one is another landing page that goes out there and says, hey, I think I might be able to help you. Now, this one is more wordy. I specifically wanted it in a particular way. I wanted it wordy so that this particular one, so that it will use all of the words that will help us with SEO. Okay. Search engine optimization. And now that we have answer engines, we wanted to help answer engine optimization. Okay. So I think that's enough to help you understand that this is the kind of stuff that we're going to be out there doing. All of this is with regard to, creating a good living for ourselves so we can do some other things, right? So I want to stop sharing this screen and then I'm going to go to another one, show you some interesting stuff, all right? Place this one, stop this screen sharing. Yep, I want to stop this one. So in the description field, if you're watching this on YouTube, in the description field, just write a couple of things. Let that, light that algorithm up saying, hey, I saw this live and it was interesting. So you can jump in even after the live is over and watch the videos. That's all good, right? Support the channel. So check this out. Now, this is going a little bit deeper, but the other day I was watching, this guy had an interesting business. And I thought, man, that's a nice little business. I like his business. And he was out doing the humpity hump, man. He was out in the cold and he was putting some stuff together. And it's a caulking business. So I'm going to give you another tip. You see money in business, another gem that you can pick up that you should be able to say to yourself, well, wait a minute. That makes it so most anything that I see provides an opportunity. Well, to monetize your life, guy. I was telling you, I'm trying to tell you. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this one right here. This is so much fun. I see this guy out and he's doing something. He's caulking up a business. Let me see which site is this on. This is on this one right here. Let's see. I think it's in this window here. There we go. Great business, y'all. Can y'all see this? Look at this. So the guy's got a caulking business. I loved it. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. And I say, and I go to his page and it's like built with WordPress and it's just like too much stuff. You know how it is. You go to a page and it's like, oh my gosh, it's too much. I don't know what to decide from. So I says, well, I think I might be able to help this guy out a little bit. So I said, I wonder if I went out and got him some leads. Now, this is another gem because you pick this up. I'm giving you all this, but of course you want to work. I got a lot more, all the ways to show you how to get out there and make a nice living for yourself. Again, this is for educational purposes only. I'm not giving you financial advice. I am saying to you that these are some things that I do. Look at this. I said, I see his company name and I think it was called, what was it called? So if you're seeing this, call me. It's called All Things Caulking. This is another one. Call that business up. Use the business. Say, hey, I was watching this YouTube or Facebook. I was watching some live and this guy, Monetize Your Life guy, told me about your business. Okay. All Things Caulking. Good business. I love it. I saw a guy out there. It was cold. He was out there doing the thing. And I says, I wonder if, now this is another tip. I want you all, again, this is paying, how to make money from paying in the marketplace, not other people's pain. Y'all stop that. But if this is pain, you say to yourself, wow, man, I don't want to see this guy out there, getting a little bit of business in the code. I want them to get a lot. So I says, let's code something up that allows us to go out there and maybe get leads for him. Now, for us, we can use this, leverage this for our own purposes. Because I tell some of my entrepreneurs, look, sometimes the lead generation business, which is a good business, could be the difference between somebody staying in business and not. So we kind of have a responsibility to go out there and help them. So this is what I'm doing. So I says, okay, here's the thing. I came up, I'm walking by, I see his business, I see the name is All Things Caulking. And I go, I think we can come up with a better name. Right. And I says, Caulk This Way. Y'all remember like the song? Caulk This Way. Well, you might get a cease and desist letter, but I don't know. Caulk This Way. That's what I thought. And then start talking about the things that people might have problems with and why they would need caulking. I mean, sometimes you see gaps in buildings, you go, man, that's a big old gap. And that's what they do for a living. This is what they do. They do all kinds of stuff. So go over to their website. It's again, pretty good website. Look it up. Caulk this. No, it's not Caulk This Way. It's All Things Caulking. But I just says I think I can create him a nice little site and go out there and get some leads for this guy and or this lady and just send it to him. Right. Now, again, I'm going to be showing you all the tools that I use. If you decide that you want to work together and you buy me some coffee and all that kind of stuff, we'll work together. I'll show you all these tools. But I says, okay, here's some stuff that, how long does caulking last? Here's some frequently asked questions. Coded this up really, really quick to go out there and then start seeing. Ready to stop the leaks? Yes, man. I got leaks. I don't want leaks. I want to stop the leaks. So now that then again gives you a chance, and then you can have them email you at, in this particular case, because we would be doing lead generation, then we can have people just email us. And if we get a whole bunch of people, we go out there and trade that to somebody for money. We saw some pain in the marketplace. A guy's not getting enough leads. And I don't know, they could be busy as all get up. And I want you to go over there and make them even more busy and just tell them, hey, I saw this guy. His name is Randy. He's a Monetize Your Life guy. And he was talking about your business in a very good way. And he was saying that, man, it was a good business. And he says, I think I might be able to help that business get more business. So hopefully you don't get mad at me. Right. And now you have given yourself another chance and another way to earn. Again, educational purpose. This is educational. This is not financial advice. People that try to make money online and off. Results are not typical, implied, guaranteed, or even promised. Okay, but y'all get it. So here is what my call to action for you is. I want you to be able to take some of these things that you're listening to, right, and say to yourself, I think I might be able to learn from that dude. I'm gonna show you. Get on my calendar. Here it is. It's right up here. If it's the lives in front of it, then you go, hey man, I couldn't see it. I think I might be able to change it, put it on the other side. Let's see. There it is. All right. So it's on the other side. There you go. So now you have a chance to get on my calendar. And then because this is the month of everybody, giving deals, only 2 days, boy, it just makes me mad. So let's see if I got this right. You're going to overcharge me all year and you're going to give me 2 days of, nah, bro, I ain't with it. So I'm saying, nope, the whole month, the whole month, the whole month. You get to tell me what you would like to pay for me to help you do this stuff. Do what I'm just talking about. And if you missed a little bit of it, then, again, this is the 4th day of me coming in live and talking about this stuff. You want to get on the calendar, get on there. You want to buy me some coffee, support the stream, do it. Let's get it. So I want to get you out there thinking about ways that you can generate income in a different way other than the show up way that we've been doing. Or I did for a lot of years. A lot. Showed up, did the job, Fridays got paid, and then they turned it to every 2 weeks on Fridays. Like, man, where's my weekly check? Whatever. And now I just teach all the time. It's fun. It's not work. Was able to sleep in today. Oh my gosh. You don't want me to tell you about that. Slept until noon. Are you kidding me right now? I mean, literally. Anyway, but that's the wonderful thing about being able to entrepreneur. I was telling some entrepreneurs last night, I says, what are entrepreneurs supposed to do? And there was a little bit of silence. And I says entrepreneur. In other words, the noun entrepreneur is supposed to go out and verb entrepreneur. That's your job, to go out there and make money. So I'm going to bring more stuff to you tomorrow. We're going to be going over some more stuff. I'm dropping gems all month. Jump in. Want to work with me? You got all the information. You got all the ability. Go to my YouTube channel, support the channel. See some of the links of the things that I have used inside to show you this stuff. This is what we're doing, and this is where it's going to be a lot of fun for you, because I can show you how to monetize your life. Really, no matter what you're doing, what you do, what kind of business, out of school, didn't go to school, doesn't matter. There's always something within what you already do that's monetizable. Even if something like, hey, let's go out there and find people that are suffering and having problems or having some pain in the marketplace, and let's see if we can help them with that. That's good too. You have the ability. We've got the tools now. It reminds me of the $6 million man. Remember how they says, depending on your age, you might know who the $6 million man is. They said, we can rebuild them. We have the technology. Well, we can just about build anything because we have the technology. I'm going to be teaching you all of this stuff. And you get to, for the month of December, tell me how much you want to pay. Is that crazy? I want my wife to hear that. And you better not tell my wife either I said that. She said, what? They get to pay whatever they want? Oh my gosh, what are you doing? How are we going to eat? Anyway. Okay, I'll be talking to you on tomorrow, y'all. Dropping more stuff. If you look at them over the 4 so far, I'm adding something every day. Every day I'm adding something new, another little tip, another little trick, another little tool, another little template. So I'll see you on tomorrow. Bring some friends tomorrow. Okay. See you there.